Hi YouTube. So today I'm going to show you BLF Q8. This is the latest BLF branded torch, and BLF stands for Budget Light Forum, a large internet forum into torches and flashlights. The Q8 was, I believe, proposed by a member called the Miller, and he assembled a team who then developed this torch. It was then put out to be manufactured in China, and I believe the final manufacturer was Thorfire. There was a few issues, I believe, with Thorfire there, but they've made some good previous torches, and they were chosen to build this thing. Now the Miller got a few people involved. I'm not sure I've got all their names, but all the details are in there's quite significant detail online on the Budget Light forum, and credit has to go to Tom E, who created the firmware for the driver in this, which controls all the modes and the operation of it, and I believe also a lady who goes by the name Toy Keeper. So we'll just take it apart. There's a tail cap, but this uses a battery carrier, so there's actually nothing really under the tail cap, just the base of the PCB for the springs are on the other side of these for the battery. Now, there's the back of it there. I'm not going to tear this down. My flashlight reviews do get some criticism. They're not great. I'm not going to claim they're great, but I just wanted to show you. I'm not that fond of making them. I wanted to show you this torch because it is a really, really good torch. Fantastic torch. And for the price bracket, which I can't remember what it is now, it's about 30 quid, something like that. It is amazing. So I don't know if you can see down in there, but that's all there is to it. It's just that PCB, the bottom PCB you see there is the 4 springs, and that parallels up these batteries. You know, at the minute I've got protected Panasonics in there. My recommended one, it needs button top cells. So these are 18650 lithium ions. It needs button top cells, or raised top, because they need to contact this ring in here. So that's just to be aware of. I would recommend the Samsung 30Qs. You can buy them from Banggood, or there's a website in the EU if you're in the EU, which is NKON, I believe, something like that. And they're very good. Now I've got the second version of this. There was 500 pieces made and sent out, and they had some issues. The side switch had several cases of going faulty. So that's been addressed, and there was a version 2. Production was temporarily suspended, and the version 2's come out. Now all they were going to do, I believe, was change the E-switch on the side, but they've done a little more, and I believe there's people reporting the machining may be slightly different in here. So this is a really tight fit. There's an O-ring there which can get pushed out, and it doesn't feel nice at all. There's a tiny amount of lube on there. I should put more on there, I believe. It screws down. Watch it sort of flashes away as you do, and once you get to the end, you get an illuminated side switch. So it's green now. That's quite bright. There's talk of dimming that down, because it is. You can actually it lights up a small area once you've got night adaptive vision. That is really bright. So let's turn it on. I've showed showing you the basic inside, but I'm not going to take it apart. Now you can click it to on, and that's in moonlight because that's where I had it last, and click it to off, and then this is the standard setup. This can all be changed in the firmware, but now you hold this. If you hold this down, it will ramp. Now I was really skeptical of this at first, and I thought I'd be changing it to the same setup as a previous budget light forum UI, which what torches have them? I can't remember. So this this Kronos one has got, I believe, 5 or 7 modes configurable. I was going to change it to that because they're really nice. I was a bit skeptical about the ramping, but it is really good. So just click on, click off, hold to ramp. You can ramp back down, and then if you turn it off from there, it will memorise that point and come on at the same brightness. So if you want to start back on moonlight, just hold it down. It's just a brief hold, because obviously it goes into ramping again. Now if you want to go straight to high, double tap. It also features a battery check, which is 3 clicks, I believe. I'm still learning this, so it will flash out the battery voltage. So 3 flashes will indicate 3 volts. There'll be a pause, and then it will give you, say, 3.8 or whatever it was. Didn't count them then. And one further one is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll flash 4 times, and then the torch is locked out, so it won't work. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll bring it back on. You'll see the side light illuminates again. Now I will warn you, I always get criticised for not doing beam shots in my torch reviews. I have done some. I'll roll them in at the end. They are terrible. It's up to you if you want to watch them. They've come out really bad. So what I did is compared it to this. I think this is the L6 Convoy L6, which has got the XHP 70 emitter in it. Quite a powerful torch itself. It runs on 26650s. Plenty of info online. These have been out, I don't know, a year or so, a year or more probably. Huge thread on BLF on these. I mean, the Q8 thread's up to 16,000 posts at the minute. I'm not sure what this L6 is. It's got a significant post count. I've compared the two, and they're actually very similar in power. So it depends what you like. Carrying it, this L6 is quite nice, but obviously pocketing it and lugging it around otherwise is a pain. So the soda can, Coke can size BLF is much easier in that regard. It's also likely to have better runtime for the brightness. I'm not sure the efficiency of the LED, the 4 versus 4. What are they? Those are the XPL, and they're a V6 3D. So that's a binning and a tint. But it's the Cree XPL, which is similar to the XML that was popular a few years back. Well, still is, but and a very efficient and very bright LED. And the spec is on a direct thermal path, which aids heat conduction from the LEDs. It's got 20 gauge wire, double springs. Just reading from the BLF page there. So look it up on there if you want more specs. But yeah, both of these very similar in brightness. You're looking at around 5,000 lumens. What I did notice was the BLF got a little hotter. To my eyes there was barely any perceivable difference in brightness. The L6 I think is going to probably throw a little bit further. It's got slightly better hotspot. Both these are stock. It's quite common to mod these to a smooth reflector and stuff. But Both of them are stock and they're very comparable, so there's not a lot in it. More energy density in that though, because so we've got 2 series cells there, 26650s. We've got 4 parallel 18650s in this one. And 18650s, the power density is higher than the 26650s. So you got more power inside that. What I did notice was the Q8 got a lot hotter. See it flicker when you get to max, so you know you're at maximum. Let's put the face down, I think was what that's going to do. Let's turn the 6 on to full. Give you an idea there, it's probably just going to wash the camera. Yeah, so my night shots are terrible. The hotspot actually looks brighter there on the Q8 to my eyes. So I'll just leave that there a second. I'm just going to grab, hopefully I've got a temperature sensor. Okay, so just looking on my Fluke infrared thermometer, you can see the difference. So the Q8 certainly dissipates a lot more heat. So I'm not sure how hot they get. They both got step downs, I believe, and I haven't altered that. You can alter and calibrate the step down in this. It is really quite complex, the firmware in them, and a real credit to the people that have designed it. Yeah. So as you see, I mean the L6 is still below 30, whereas the Q8 is pushing up 35 plus. So that would lead me to believe that there's certainly more current flow. Smoke coming off of that. None off the L6. So yeah, I don't know really what to say, what more to say about it. I should, yeah, you can feel the difference. Q8's way hotter. I think it's probably with 4 cells in it, which you should run it at due to the power. That will run on 1, 2 or 3 cells as well. On full power this thing draws, I've read somewhere up to possibly 20 amps, I think I've read that. So it really is a bit of a powerhouse, and it'll kill your run times running it at that sort of level. But anyway, I'll roll in the crappy beam shots now, just to give you an idea of what I saw with my eyes. I drove the car back from where we were walking, and I turned the headlights off and pointed this out the window on full, and this is brighter than the headlights. So it's very bright. They are very bright. The pictures that you'll see in the video do not do it justice in the slightest. If anyone's watching this and they're not familiar with these modern LED torches, then a mag light probably wouldn't have even shown up at all, and a car headlight is dimmer than this. If you put this on the handlebars of a bike, people would think you were a car coming. Put 2 of them on, you know, it would blind them as well. So I rolled it in. Thanks for watching. Sorry it's a crappy review, but I had to show you the BLF Q8. Thanks for watching. Okay, that's the BLF Q8, and I've adjusted the shutter for the exposure. And that's a bit more like what I see. It's still way brighter than that. And this is the L6 with the adjusted exposure. There we go, on height. CL6. Okay, afraid there's going to be a lot of wind noise in this one. It's windy as hell. Just in the field that hopefully I'm going to roll in some other footage of. So first off, we'll go for the Q8. And there it is, moonlight. Power. So the camera, up the exposure, still isn't seeing what I can see. So that's the Q8, and this is the L6.